What's shaking, people? Welcome back to the channel, it's Speaker, and today's video is another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary type thing, where this time I'm running my preferred have fun loadout. You know, one of those loadouts when you don't really want to play seriously, when you're not taking the game particularly to heart and you're absolutely not tryharding whatsoever. Well, Harvest, first of all, is the perfect map for that. It's a capture point, and it's pretty much the ideal map for a roaming soldier, scout, or spy, in my opinion. Not counting those goddamn pyros that seem to spam the point with flames and terror. Hate pyros. This loadout is a little bit special. It consists of the rocket jumper, which does no damage when you rocket jump across the map, the default shotgun with a sexy skin and a specialized kill streak, and my most trusted and most loved melee weapon of all time, the Disciplinary Action. This here fantastic whip will be assuming the main character role of today's commentary, and it may come as a surprise for many of you who are familiar with the weapon. It's true, it does 25% less damage compared to all other melee weapons that the soldier wields, but it never fails in one particular domain that's particularly useful in pubs. It crits whenever you need it to. People who know me and play with me often enough can all attest to the fact that I absolutely adore crits, and so naturally a weapon that can pretty much crit on demand is going to make it to my top 5 list of best weapons of Team Fortress 2. Well, the Disciplinary Action is no stranger to this rule, and of course, it has something special about it, something that I just cannot quite put a finger on. Despite the fact that it crits almost on demand, it just has a satisfying, snappy feel to it when you whip someone across the face. It's such an effective weapon that it's pretty much the only one I ever use on soldier nowadays, and that's saying something. Of course, as you'd expect, this weapon was not really intended to deal damage. In fact, its main usage is to accelerate the pace of your teammates. You whip them off, and they get an extra speed boost. As a matter of fact, the heavy gets a 40% speed boost, as well as the soldier. It's not negligible, and it really helps to get to the battlefield a lot faster. But you have to admit one thing, 146 damage to the face never feels good. It's almost the equivalent of what a headshot from a sniper rifle can do. And when almost half of your hits are crits, well, things start to get pretty interesting. You don't believe me? Well, try it out yourself. I'm not familiar with the actual stats of the weapon and how often it can crit, but let me tell you, it's pretty impressive. Go try it out in a pub and brace yourself, for the chat will be getting pretty hostile after a while. Now, of course, let's be real, you're not going to go on a godlike kill streak with this weapon. It's a fun weapon. It's one that you will surprise people with. You'll make them rage, but you're not exactly going to win games with it. Well, try combining it with a shotgun then. Now, the shotgun, in my opinion, is probably the most underestimated weapon in the game, and it can easily rival with the Scout's scattergun in most situations. You see, the Scout has one big advantage, which is also its downfall in many situations. It's the fastest class in the game, so fast in fact that it's even kind of hard to control at times. It's actually difficult to aim as Scout when you're inexperienced. I always say to people I play with is that Scout is a lot like Sniper in many aspects. It takes a lot of precision, a lot of muscle reflexes, and getting used to these particular settings and sensitivity that your mouse is at to actually be effective with it. And now when playing the Soldier, that's not so much of an issue with the shotgun. The damage, of course, is a little bit lower with the shotgun compared to the scattergun, but you're a lot more precise in many situations. Now, of course, I'm talking about beginner to intermediate scouts, and more advanced players will have perfectly mastered the speed of the scout and how to control this short-ranged, powerful scattergun. Since we're on the topic of scout, let's give a little thought to the Backscatter. Now, the Backscatter is nowhere as good as the scattergun, there's no denying that, but it's quite a fun gun to use. You see, it's 20% less precise, it only has 4 bullets in the chamber, but it does mini crits when you're up close and personal and shoot people in the back, and that's kind of how Scout should be played in the first place, in my opinion. It's kind of a mix between spy and sniper, a very fast sniper. You see, with Scout you have to be precise, and you have to be sneaky at the same time because you only have 125 health. So use your speed to your advantage, get close to enemies, get behind their backs and shoot them right in the meat. The scattergun, the backscatter, pretty much all scout weapons will do massive damage at close range. As a matter of fact, I'd almost go as far as to say that the backscatter is kind of like training wheels for the scattergun. It forces you, by restricting its ammo count and precision, to get close to your enemies, get behind their backs, and shoot them where it counts. This will prepare you to use the scattergun even better. Alright guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. Hope it was useful or interesting at least to watch and listen to, and be sure to tune back in for more of this kind of stuff, and different games probably. But Team Fortress 2 will always be up there in priority list. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you all real soon. Speakers signing off.